We had so much fun doing our Hidden Mickey giveaway with all of you Smarties that we are coming back with another $500 Disney gift card giveaway. This is going to help all of you Smarties celebrate fall the best way possible. There are lots of ways to earn entries and to participate. So listen for details in today's episode for your chance to take home a $500 Disney gift card. Coming up, EPCOT, should you go? Should you spend time there? Is it a skip park if you have little kids? Well, there are certain things, attractions, areas that maybe you should be embracing more than you realize, or maybe you should skip and Disney should replace them all together. We're going to break it down and talk about why coming up.
Honestly, I feel like they're missing the boat here because EPCOT should be number one. This doesn't need to be about food.
No.
Hey y'all, it's LJ here, owner and founder of Smart Moms Plan Disney and Smart Moms Travel. We are so glad you're here for another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. Now, here's your host, Allie.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. We're diving in today, once again, into EPCOT to continue on with our park series, Embrace or Replace. This has been so much fun, especially hearing from you Smarties who maybe have not agreed with the things that we are deciding we need replaced in the Disney World theme parks, and we'll see where we land today. I'm with Katie and I'm with Becki. What's up, ladies?
Today is a great day because something just amazing happened this morning, and I haven't even told you guys what it is.
What is it?
I scored tickets to the Ed Sheeran Loop concert. That tickets just went on pre-sale this morning. So I'm going to go to Charlotte and watch Ed Sheeran for the fourth time we will be seeing him.
When?
October 2026.
He would be a good one to go see.
October 2026, I just spit out my coffee. I don't make it a habit of getting excited about things a year and a half away. That is crazy. Actually, that's not true. I get excited about vacations a year and a half away. You know what? I can do you one better. I am going to see one of my very favorite artists tonight.
Ooh, who are you going to see?
As we're recording this today, I'm going to see one of my literal all-times. When it comes to dance, I use this artist's music all the time. I have turned all of my students into mega fans. Actually, most of them are going tonight. We're not even having class for my big kids because so many of them are going to this concert. It's Lorde.
Oh, yes, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I've been a fan a really long time. I've never seen her in concert, and we're going tonight. I mean, obviously, as Smarties are listening to this, I've already been, and guess what? It was amazing. It was everything I could have hoped for.
Not jinxing that at all.
No, it was perfect. And you know what? In a couple weeks, hopefully, I don't have to give some report that actually it wasn't, in fact, amazing, because I have high expectations. So
That's amazing.
I haven't been to any concerts, but I did recently discover, a decade late, the musical Hamilton. And I literally watch Hamilton like 3 times a day. I listen to the music constantly. And now I'm reading the biography. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Such good
my
stuff.
favorite. First of all, I've already texted you about this a million times. Better late than never. You're so late to the Hamilton train. It's crazy. The train has been long gone out of the station, but I'm glad you got on
A decade.
anyway. Yeah. But it's so funny how we do these things, right? We evolve, we fall in love with things, we change our minds about things. Hamilton is a consistent one for me. And Becki, I know I gave you a hard time and said I can't get that excited that far out, but that's not true. Because forever ago, when they announced that Leslie Odom Jr. would be reprising his role as Aaron Burr for a limited stay, I bought tickets that day, and it's finally coming up. We're going to go see that on my birthday in October.
Oh, nice.
I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. He is everything.
Did you not know I was doing that, Katie?
I didn't. Well, you go to see Hamilton so many times that,
Yeah. I do go a lot. But I do get to see Leslie Odom do it, and then that's going to just destroy me. So that's going to be in October. Yeah, that's in October. So, I mean, Katie, it still blows my mind that you hadn't really embraced it at all.
Okay, here's the problem. I had tried to watch Hamilton so many times prior to now, but even with the captions on and the subtitles, it was too hard for my brain to process and keep up with. So it was just like exhausting and frustrating, and I would give up. So you're going to think this is funny. I started watching the sing-along version because you get the little dot that's like over the words as they're happening. And I'm like, oh, my brain can process this better now. And so as soon as I watched the sing-along version, I was like, I love this.
Yep.
I think Hamilton's the kind of thing, though, that you can watch 50 times, and every time you're still going to pick up some other
Yes.
specific nuance. Are you you said you're watching and you're listening, right? So it's on
Yeah.
in the background. You're not necessarily actively sitting and watching over and over and over right now.
Correct.
Right? But we've seen, our family is diehard Hamilton. Truly, even our kids love, love, love it. We've seen it on Broadway stages across the US. Our favorite was in Oklahoma City. Macy got to go for her birthday while we were moving from Utah to Florida. We scheduled our drive through Oklahoma City to see Hamilton while it was there. They had front row seats. Sean and Macy had front row seats to see it there. We love, love, love it so much. And our best friends were like, I just don't get it. They tried to watch it on Disney Plus with us and they're like, they just go too fast. I can't follow it. And I've never understood that because I think I fell in love with the music before I saw the show.
Me
And
too.
so I was able to follow the show so well because it's literally one song straight into the next song, straight into the next. And you listen to the album and it's you're watching the play in your head.
Yeah, there are almost no spoken lines that are just like spoken throughout the play. It's pretty incredible.
There are a few that actually aren't. There's little nuggets.
There's a handful.
I guess you've seen. Yeah, I was gonna say you've seen it on Disney Plus, so there's a couple. But yeah, I don't know. I've been in love with it since it debuted, and I was diehard, and I could not get Zan on board.
Oh my gosh.
Like she didn't understand it. She thought it was silly,
Yeah.
whatever. And as a surprise to me, she took me the very first time I ever saw it live. Was in New York. We were there teaching. We took a cab. We were trying to go somewhere, but I guess she told them the Hamilton Theater without me knowing. And it pulled right up in front of the theater and she got out and she was like, let's go.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what? I was like, what?
Oh my
Zan
God.
is the best.
And so I didn't even have time to prep or anything. We're just 10 minutes later, we're seeing Hamilton,
Oh,
And
wild.
so,
amazing.
but she wasn't really a fan at the time, which was a huge deal that she sacrificed and went and she was just going to do that for me. Once she put the visual to the soundtrack, she's all of a sudden, oh my gosh, this is so brilliant. This is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. I'm like,
It is.
yeah, hello.
It's
really
like, where have
brilliant.
you been?
Yeah, it's what I've been trying to say for 10 years, Katie.
Every time I watch it or listen to it, which is basically several times a day at this point, I'm constantly Googling, how did that duel actually play out? Wait a minute, that happened over 2 days. I am learning a lot historically based on the play itself. It's so good. It just really is.
Now my girls have fallen in love and they got there really organically, which I love. I didn't make them sit down and watch it. And my girls right now are 7 and 10. And my son is still kind of doesn't really care, but my girls are down this Hamilton rabbit hole and they found it on their own and they've been watching it. And my 7-year-old, I sent Katie a video. She will tell her Alexa in her room every night to play Hamilton and she'll just be sleeping to the whole soundtrack on repeat.
Oh,
I love that.
I love that. I love
You know
it.
what my girls started doing? This is so funny. In the morning, we always have a hard time getting ready because it's early, right? So we started doing, I have the honor to be your obedient servant.
Yeah.
And then Tally will come in, A.Ham.
Oh, that's so cute. My 7-year-old has now, because I do different things with each of my kids at bedtime. And for my 7-year-old daughter, it's singing, right? We sing. And she's had the same songs forever, but she's requested a change. And it is now Dear Theodosia. And that's what she needs every single night.
That's my favorite song.
Yes. Matthew
So-
loves that song.
Yeah, and she'll sing it with me. So that's what we've done. It used to be, she had a different song that we would sing every night, 2 different ones we would rotate, but she's not interested in those right now. She just wants Dear Theodosia.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Sometimes they listen to the pod, so I don't want to say anything else. There was something I was going to say, but if they listen, I could ruin some things. If you get my drift there might be a surprise for them. So let's shift this into a Disney lens for a second, because we're talking about like evolving and changing opinions, or Katie not even really changing opinions, just falling in love with something she didn't even realize she was really missing on. We've been doing this pod for 2 years now, over 2 years. And when I listen back, because we all go back and we'll listen for various reasons, I will say at this point for me, it's not usually for entertainment, because sometimes I'm like, oh, Allie from 2 years ago, some of her opinions are already different than I feel now or outdated. What do you think is the biggest way you've evolved, like a Disney opinion that you've evolved with over time? Because we're going to be talking about embracing and replacing today. And I'm thinking to myself, in 2 years, if I re-listen to this episode, is there going to be something that I rally hard for to replace today that I'm like, no, now I embrace it?
Yes, it's going to be the fireworks show at EPCOT is what you're going to eventually
No.
embrace.
No
That's it.
spoilers. No spoilers here.
I think for me, I've evolved a lot in food. Like Disney's given me the space that I used to be very much like a mac and cheese, give me a cheeseburger, like very bland food. And over the last couple years, we've tried signature restaurants and I have really evolved. And lounges too. Lounges have opened my eyes to a lot of new things at Disney.
Yes.
I have ideas about both things that both of you have evolved in. What do you all think you've evolved in?
I know what mine are. Mine are Animal Kingdom as a park.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I was such a naysayer, and I just am not in that headspace anymore at all. I think our episodes talked me out of hating Animal Kingdom. And then also the most recent one, I just talked about it on a couple weeks ago. Certain attractions, the one that coming closest to mine is the Millennium Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
I really hated that ride, and this is a no. And we had the best experience riding it together as a family over the summer, and it really changed my thinking. So I don't know. I think a lot of things at Disney can be looked at. Take everything we say. We have formed these opinions through experiences, so I stand by all
Mhm.
of them. But I'm also always willing to say, I can have my mind changed.
Mhm.
And even in the reverse way of that, there are things that I used to love about Disney, and the more I've experienced it, my mind has gone the other way. Like I used to think that was a you can't miss, and now I'm like, I think there's other things that I would rather do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What about you, Katie?
Oh gosh, I have evolved so much over even just this short span of time as a person and as a Disney adult. Whenever you mention food, Becky, I'm like, I don't like grits anywhere. I don't like the texture. I will go out of my way for Steakhouse 71 grits. They have converted me. Disney opinions, though. Well, I mean, I feel like maybe people know my first time at Disney, I didn't want to be at Epcot at all. And now Epcot is among my favorite places to be.
Mm-hmm.
There so much of my opinion has changed, and it's truly a privilege to get to live this close now, right? Can you imagine if I only had that once in a lifetime Disney vacation and that was my Disney opinions forever, and
Yeah.
now we go every week?
That's such a good point, though, because so many people say they do the one and done. And even sometimes people will leave Disney saying, whoa, not what I expected, not a great experience for various reasons, right? Or certain
Mhm.
aspects of the trip. And you're a living example of if that was the only trip you ever took, you would be saying today, Epcot's not worth your time. And that's just so sad. That's why
Mhm.
multiple trips is always going to be in your best interest. Because
Yeah.
things can change and things get better. Well, today we're going to be talking about one of the four theme parks, obviously, Epcot. And we're going to talk about the best and the worst in a fun way, continuing our series, Embrace or Replace. Are these things worth prioritizing and we hope that they will never go away? Or should you skip it? And as we hope that Disney will just remove it and replace it with something new entirely. We're going to dig in. We have a lot of different things to talk through on the other side of this break. Hey, Smarties, did you know that just by listening to this ad, you can save on renting baby equipment from the #1 baby gear rental service across the US, Canada, and beyond? Of course, I'm talking about BabyQuip. When we're traveling, it is just life in a new place, but I don't have beds for my babies or even a high chair for them to eat in. And when we don't have our things, we do not have our rhythm, and it can make it really difficult to enjoy our vacation. Look no further than BabyQuip. With a wide range of baby and toddler equipment available, including cribs, strollers, car seats, toys, and more. BabyQuip helps give us some of that normalcy our kiddos crave and the peace of mind we need. When they are happy, we are happy. All products follow strict cleanliness and safety protocols, and they are there to ensure that you can really enjoy your vacation. Whether at a home, a hotel, a vacation rental, or whatever you're calling home for your vacation, you never have to worry. If you need it, they have it. BabyQuip is available in over 1,500 cities, making it accessible. So whether you're going to Disney World or Disneyland or some other travel destination, BabyQuip will have you covered. They have an easy-to-use online platform for quick reservations and easy customer support. So head to babyquip.com and use the code SMPOD, that's SMPOD, you can save $30 off of any order of $150 or more. That's SMPOD at babyquip.com. Pack light, travel happy. All right. I feel like we do, all these different park series. They're so helpful in planning your itinerary for the day, understanding how you want to tackle your lightning lanes for a park each day. And really, the angle we take here with this Embrace and Replace It series is trying to help you better spend your time. Is this thing that so many people talk up, is it really worth seeing and doing, or is it so unworthy that it should just simply be replaced? A lot of these topics, true smarties, diehard, everyday listeners are going to know that some of these things are things we talk about every time we talk about Epcot because they are that prominent, in your face, and polarizing. And some might be a little new. We're going to dive in first with the park icon, Spaceship Earth, as a ride, not as a park icon. So the ride, the attraction inside Spaceship Earth, the entire history of communication. It starts with the Phoenicians and the history of letters and phonics, and then you journey very slowly through the earth all the way up to technology communication today. And there's an interactive portion of a screen on your seat. Katie, I feel like I know where you stand on this. Becki, do you like this ride?
I do. My teacher mode comes out in this ride, and it's something that I love about Epcot is that there are opportunities for edutainment. Like you're learning quite a bit if you're paying attention to this ride. And it's multi-sensory, like there's smells, there's animatronics, like it's storytelling in a very Disney way. This to me feels a little bit like Carousel of Progress, but in like a vertical way. You're going up and then you're going down, and it's kind of storytelling in that way. Definitely some outdated things. I think that it could use some updating. I don't even necessarily think that it has to be about updating the ride itself, like the story that it's telling, because it is telling different timestamps. But like the screen in the car, they could easily update that to be more iPad-esque, where it's something more interactive. It's definitely outdated. You can tell that this was something designed years and years, if not decades ago. The other thing that I really love about this ride is that you exit to interactive space. And I think that interactive space holds such promise. And I think that they kind of underdeliver in that. There is an opportunity at that ride exit that Disney's kind of missing here with continuing that education entertainment piece.
Those things are closed right now, and I think they're closed for refurbishment. So it might be a little while. But my kids did love that little area that you would go and play after the ride. It definitely could be updated. But yeah, I love Spaceship Earth as a ride. And Becki, as you were comparing it to Carousel of Progress, I'm like, of course I do, right? This all makes sense. I have favorite animatronics. Like whenever you're in the scene where they're in the Renaissance and they're showing the people that are transcribing by hand, and they're two people on opposite sides of the desk, and one guy's working really hard, the other guy's asleep at the desk. I'm like, yeah, that's every group project ever. Like oh gosh, I love that ride so much for the story it's telling, for that edutainment piece that you pointed out, Becki. But I leave Spaceship Earth with hope, because you get to the precipice of the ride, which is, here's our Spaceship Earth, and you are part of this story that has been unfolding for thousands of years. And you leave with this sense of, what am I going to contribute to humanity, to the narrative that is going to play a part in years to come?
When we rode Spaceship Earth with my oldest, who's now 10, for the first time, she was maybe 3. She loved it. It was her very favorite ride. She left the whole experience of Disney World saying that was her favorite ride. It's okay. I'm not, it's fine. I am very neutral here on this one. I know I have to take a stance here because that's the point. I feel like Cinderella's Royal Table is a meal with princesses. That is so perfect for the castle. You're not riding something in the castle. That's perfect. A meal with Cinderella and her buddies, great. Tower of Terror is obviously the best that there is to offer. They're updating the show within the Tree of Life, so that's a projection show themed about animals, Disney animals. Spaceship Earth being an edutainment, historical type attraction within the park icon at the front of a whole park that is about evolving in all of these various ways makes as much sense as any of the other ones. Do I think they should be changing it to something more thrilling, something more exciting? No, it should match the tone of the icon and the park, and I feel like it does. I don't think you're leaving your Disney World vacation like you missed out on something incredible if you don't ride it, but also you kind of did because you missed the icon, you missed the icon experience. If you don't do it and you do all the other icon experiences. So I actually don't think it's a replace. I do think it's a good fit for what it is. I agree that updates would be worthy, but not a full not a full replace. I'm embracing it, even though I think it's a little boring. I think and Epcot as a park is not boring at all. So I guess the tone there could be shifted. I think people do think that Epcot is a boring park and they still do shy away from taking their kids. So maybe an update that made this icon attraction less of that would be good.
Yeah, I think that if they were to update that exit space and make that feel more exciting, that would be the lasting impression. And you wouldn't be like, oh, I just had a history lesson. Now I'm going to go try to go ride Guardians. Like, it's two very different thrills and chills in that situation. But Epcot is a park, I think you're right. It's kind of a chill park. There are some exciting things happening, but this is much more like not high adrenaline all day, every day.
Yep.
I might even argue that Epcot is the most balanced park because you're kind of missing the purpose if you're going expecting everything to be thrills. Like you're going to Epcot to just kind of hang. But my kids love Epcot arguably more than the other parks.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really the best of both. Yeah.
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 All right. So we're going to say embrace, but update. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get y'all's opinions on this next one. Disney has very few high-end thrill rides. And I say very few, I feel very comfortable with that. There's fewer than 10. And in a massive amusement park destination like Disney World with 4 different theme parks, fewer than 10 is not very many, right? Epcot holds what they believe would be what? Would you say 2 or 3 of them?
I'd say 3.
You would say Epcot says they have 3?
Yeah, and they're all in the same area.
Yeah. Mission Space, Guardians of the Galaxy, and you're thinking...
Test Track.
Oh, you're counting Mission Space?
Yeah, it's a thrill.
Have you not been on that ride?
I have been on that ride. I would not classify that as a thrill. I would classify that as just eject. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get ahead. Let's start back with one that is Test Track. We've talked about Test Track a lot.
Yeah.
Where do we stand here on embracing this, not only as a standalone attraction, but as a thrill ride at Disney World? First of all, you all have ridden it since the update, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And they took away the interactive element.
Yes.
Huge, major bummer, in my opinion.
Yes. I feel like their update kind of created a bigger issue than existed before, because my family's very favorite thing about Test Track was getting to the front and designing your car, and then the competition, not necessarily about getting to see it. Like, I know Allie, your daughter, struggled, like, that's not my car.
Right, yeah.
But getting off the ride and getting to see how you compared to your other people, right? And I think this is a missed opportunity. One, this is the most affected ride by weather, in my opinion, and we really should have been able to bypass this. Rain and lightning in Florida is not new.
Right.
We should be able to figure out how to make this ride not be so heavily impacted by that situation. But I also think that they missed an opportunity here because, as you all know, I'm going to continue to plug the Play Disney app over and over and over and over. And how hard would it have been for them to put the design of the car into the Play Disney app? And rather than standing in line and looking at car demos, ad for Chevy, design a car in your app. Every single person in your family could do it. You could earn badges for what you're getting to accomplish as you're designing your car.
Oh, man.
Yeah, genius.
Be a theme.
Imagineering just needs to hire Becki. Listen to me. If anyone out there from Imagineering can hear me, you must hire Becki Smedley. She is a visionary.
That's so, I mean, that's brilliant. That levels up everything. It adds a distraction during the long line, keeps you entertained, has people in your app. Like, and keeps the fun competitive element of part of what I felt saved this attraction. It keeps it there, you know?
Yeah.
I have been on the record on the podcast saying I don't super love Test Track. I was fortunate enough to go to the media event whenever it reopened, and seeing it with fresh eyes, I really appreciated it a lot more. And I'll be honest with you, as a selfish mom who really hated the whole hurry up and design a car in 2 minutes aspect of this. So I feel that they did a lot by making the line more expedient. But Becki, your solution of just put that in the Disney Play app, because my kids do miss that element. So I think that would contribute a lot. I do love the story of what it is. If Spaceship Earth is the narrative of how communication has evolved, this is the narrative of how transportation has evolved and is continuing to evolve. Again, another Epcot attraction that I leave feeling optimistic about our future.
Yeah.
But I would say in the past it was a replace for me, but with the changes, I have embraced it for sure.
The end scene before you take off, because I agree that I don't want to give huge spoilers, but it's talking about how your car can react to things that are happening with automation that's come in cars and all of those things, like really, really cool evolutions in this storytelling. But that scene right before you burst out into the really, really fast part of the ride feels a little bit like they could have extended that to feel a little bit like Guardians, like an inside building. They wouldn't have had to shut it down. They could make the storytelling be more about the future of transportation and where things could be going. Like, I really just think that they did a nice update, but there was still room for more.
I'm just frustrated because
Yeah.
Disney and the expectation we have for Walt Disney World theme parks is that Imagineers can do anything.
Yeah.
And that every aspect should be extremely well thought out. And these are the things that you're saying, Becki, that these should be happening. These feel like no-brainers. And with a company like Disney and our expectations as they are, I don't feel bad saying, why isn't anybody thinking of this? And you're going to close down and you're going to do this massive update of what is supposed to be one of your greatest attractions. And it just is missing the mark. And so I'm sorry, but I'm in team replace it. If this is what we get out of the update, if Spaceship Earth is embrace it, but update it, what is Test Track? Because we just have the update and we're still not sold.
Yeah, and I actually think I am on team replace at this point as well because they've done the evolutions. This is Test Track 3.0.
Yeah.
And we still get a closure basically every single day.
Yeah.
There is going to be some point in your day, especially like 6 months of the year, that rain and lightning is going to be a part of the weather. So,
And I'm sorry, but the Radiator Springs Racers being California equivalent of Test Track, right? A racing car type attraction. Radiator Springs Racers in California Adventure just blows it out of the water by a mile. Put something like that in. Put a Test Track type simulator that has way more elements of Radiator Springs Racers in.
Or think about what we talked about on one of these other episodes, Tomorrowland Speedway. Let's give this kind of a ride over there in Tomorrowland rather than in this space in Epcot. I just feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity with this one.
Yeah, it feels like the wheels fell off somewhere and
budget ran out or something.
But yeah, and it's just never making the mark. It doesn't feel fully thought through as a Disney parks attraction.
Yeah.
So you're telling people to skip
I'm
it?
a replace. If you can get on it and you're not going to get delayed in the middle of your line, it's happened to me twice. Since it's reopened, I've been kicked out of line twice for weather.
I just think, if you're at Epcot and you're riding Ratatouille, Frozen, Guardians, Soarin', you're having a great attraction experience. And also, enjoying the Moana walkthrough and the pavilions. There's just so many things to see and do that I don't think it's ruining your day if you miss this.
I cannot believe you did not put Living with the Land on that list that you were just saying.
Honestly, it's because I didn't want to do any spoilers.
Okay.
I know we're taking a different angle, but still. So yeah, I'm team replace it. All right. So that brings us to what I feel is probably the most obvious, although I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm going to say here about Mission Space. Because here is the reality. We all know I'm not riding it. It's a skip for me every time, but it's a skip because it's a ride done well. I can't ride it because it is it is so realistic. Like, I am not an astronaut. I have zero training and my stomach is not iron. So I cannot ride it. But should those that do have an iron stomach that want to feel like what it might be to be an astronaut and go to space, is this the most realistic opportunity for that?
And it also houses a really, really cool restaurant over there. But the ride itself, I'm on the record of being team ride Mission Space. I have a weak stomach. I hate claustrophobia and I still really enjoy this ride. I don't know why it works out for me. However, even knowing how much I enjoy it, I think the ride itself needs to go. I think it's holding a lot of space, and most parties will have at least somebody who cannot ride this ride. And if they ride it, will have their day ruined.
I was about to say that. Somebody in your group will have their day completely, like, you'll be done. Now, that can be true for other things as well. I had a friend whose day was over after Guardians. It's a lot less common, I think. And I think you hit it right, Becki, when you said almost every group will have somebody. I don't think that's true for Guardians, but is that enough to say replace it? Maybe. This is why I'm really torn here, because we've got an attraction that I fear the majority of people cannot ride. I also want to appreciate that if you're somebody that wants to experience what this could feel like, this is probably the closest you have anywhere.
True.
Okay, so I have to say, I am personally not a Mission Space fan. If I was going to the parks by myself, I'd be like, hey, we're not doing that one today. However, my kids love Mission Space. They beg to go on Mission Space. Whenever we're like, hey, we're going to Disney this weekend, where should we go? They're like, can we please go ride the space shuttle? They beg for it. We get on it again and again and again, and then we go play in the playground after, right? My kids love this attraction. My older two, who are 9 and 6, will ride the orange side with their dad. And my younger one, who is 4, always rides the green side with me. My issue with this ride, I am never, literally never, someone who gets motion sick. I am literally never someone who feels claustrophobic. And on this attraction, even on the green side, I feel a little claustrophobic because you're in a very confined space. If you're on the orange side, you do need that iron stomach that you were talking about. Unless you're just conditioned for it. I mean, heck, I guess my 9 and 6-year-old have a better stomach than I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be a little bit of a bad mom if I don't say embrace it, but my heart is also saying, come on now.
I love Space 220 as a restaurant. I think Disney did right by that restaurant. I feel like Mission Space as a whole just feels dingy at this point. Like you look at it, it's not shiny and bright and all of those things anymore. An hour down the road is Kennedy Space Center. They know how to do education with space.
Yeah.
Get Kennedy Space Center to come in and build something up with the Imagineers and give us space for kids who love the idea of going to outer space. And let it be something that everybody can do. And let's move past this attraction that literally you can basically walk on at any time because people just aren't doing it at this point.
I was going to say the same thing. So are we all replacing this?
Katie can't say it because her daughter.
She's going to say it not for her daughter. She's just going to, we're going to outnumber her. We'll just save her from having to say it.
Thank you. Thank you for outnumbering me.
All right. The Land Pavilion.
I love it.
I know. Becky's giddy over there.
Chef's kiss.
Yes.
Okay. Then you know what, you two little giddy twins? Why don't you start us out here? Go ahead and tell me why it's Chef's Kiss amazing. We're talking about the Land Pavilion. Okay?
Yes. Everything
the whole
that's
pavilion.
in it.
Chef's kiss.
No, can't Chef's Kiss everything, but just about. It's pretty awesome.
Let's hear it.
Katie, you go. What do you love about it?
I love the Land Pavilion.
Why?
I love the mosaic art as you are entering the building. I love being in there and seeing the balloons up in the air over the Sunshine Seasons restaurant. I love Garden Grill. You all know I love Garden Grill. That is a hill I will die on. It's my favorite Mickey meal. Living with the Land is a fantastic edutainment forward ride that anyone of any height can do. My family loves it. My kids ask to go on it. And Soarin' in and of itself is literally the piece de resistance.
If that wasn't Katie who listens to Hamilton all the time now, I don't know what was.
Soarin' itself feels like a milestone whenever you go on it. You feel like I'm having a very important life moment whenever you ride Soarin'. I don't know if I've told my Soarin' story before, and I don't know if I want to cry this morning either. I was very close with my grandparents. You've all heard my grandmother's connection with Carousel of Progress. My grandpa came back and told me about Soarin'. And my grandparents were not very wealthy people. They did not get to travel very much. They didn't make it to Disney until they were in their 70s. Okay. And I remember they came back and Grandpa told me about Soarin'. And he genuinely believed that one day, whenever he would pass, that his ascendance into heaven would be like Soarin', that he would get to go around the entire world and see what it all has to offer before he's in eternity. And I always think of my grandpa on that ride.
That's a great story. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
That's beautiful. I feel the same way about Soarin'. I cry on Soarin' almost every time. I do think it's beautiful. I do think about my dad on that ride a lot because he has always had an appreciation similar to like what your grandpa said. His is just more an appreciation for how spectacular of an achievement things like that feel.
Yeah.
And Soren better never go anywhere.
Yeah.
But the category here is the land pavilion. And here's the problem with the land pavilion. Number one, when you walk inside, it's like a mini mall.
Not like a mini mall, it's like an actual mall.
Right, like a mall.
Oh, God.
Like a shopping mall. You
Okay.
Yeah.
walk in and there's escalators in 2 stories, and the attractions or shows that are in there look like the stores. And then there's a massive food court downstairs. Yes or no?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
looks like the corner of my childhood mall.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's a way to organize a theme, and I don't think that organizing it like a mall makes it a bad thing. Like it's effective. It gets reproduced in every city across the whole country.
Facts.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think that for me, the only thing that's bad in the land pavilion, in my own opinion, is Awesome Planet. And that's not because it's a bad show. One, the walls, we'll just stop with that. And then
Yeah, we'll just stop right there.
and then two, I just don't feel like it's a super accessible show. Like, how many people walk past that show? They could make it something so much more than it is. However, to go further on the land pavilion, what makes it amazing? Living with the Land is one of my very favorite things in all of Disney World. Top 10 for sure. I would write it over and over and over. And I love the updates that they're doing to it. During Flower and Garden Festival, they were hiding things like a scavenger hunt as you were going through the ride this year, which is a great update.
Mhm.
Then for Christmas, they have the lights put in there. So you're getting an update in that way.
Mhm.
Like, they're bringing this attraction forward and creating a space where it feels like I could ride it again and see something different depending on what time of year I'm going. You're not going to be wowed by this. It's not like a high thrill ride. You're learning about agriculture. You're learning about hydro farming. You're learning about everything that is the land. So the education piece of it. And you're getting to do that in a space where you're resting your feet for 20 minutes. You're getting air conditioning. You're not going to leave being like, wow, that was amazing. But I walk off of it and I'm like, I want to go on a deeper tour about that. Like, I see people walking around. They have
Mhm.
amazing hidden Mickeys in that ride. There are so many great things that pull me to that ride in particular. Then we shift over to Soarin'. Soarin' is perfect in the land pavilion. It is showing you the land of this earth that is amazing.
Absolutely.
So much better than Soarin' in Disneyland. That's just like this aviation space and it's kind of there, but it doesn't really tie into the whole
Mhm.
story of what else is there. Unlike this fits in the land pavilion because it's telling the whole land story of this amazing earth that we live on.
Living with the
Mhm.
Land and Soarin' are 2 of the best attractions at Disney World for their category of attraction.
Mhm.
They're really
Mhm.
great. Tell me this though, if we're designing a shopping mall to organize our things,
No.
what am I supposed to do with my twins who can't walk, right? I am a mother of twins, and at one point, 2 of them together were at Disney World and could not walk, okay?
You take the elevator.
Or the escalator.
But you know what you don't take? Your stroller.
Yeah, that's fair.
Stroller literally cannot go in here. And I get it, it's a small space and it would be jammed and claustrophobic and you can't access the escalator with the stroller, so then the line for the elevator would be too big. But that again leads to my question, why did we design a mall that's not functioning for everybody and you don't walk in and like Becki said, living with the land you don't always feel wowed. I don't know. I kind of think you do. If you're in there to appreciate what it is, it's awesome.
Mhm.
You learn a lot. It's beautiful. It's quick. When you walk into Land Pavilion, you're not even at Disney anymore. The pavilion itself, you're not wowed. You walk in and you're like, whoa, I just
I
transported.
am.
No, you're not.
I love those streamers and balloons. I don't know what you're
I
talking
love that
about.
each of the balloons represents a different season of the year. Like, I think the storytelling is awesome. Do I think that the stroller is an issue? 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
However, the space is what it is. So unless we're going to expand the space, the stroller thing is an Awesome Planet are my 2 beefs with the
Yeah.
pavilion.
Okay.
The tiny little nugget I will give you is Awesome Planet, because for as many attractions in Epcot that I experience and I come out feeling optimistic and like I have purpose, I watch Awesome Planet and I leave feeling like, oh my gosh, we're doomed. What am I even gonna do? Like, get a different narrative in there. Somebody replace that.
So here's the thing, though. That's fine. I'll give it to you because for purposes of this conversation, you should not be skipping the Land Pavilion because then you have to skip Soarin' and you have to skip Living with the Land, and you should not be skipping them. So I will embrace the Land Pavilion, fine, and I'll carry my kids. But but the pavilion should be updated, and it's silly, and that's fine. But you can't skip those attractions, so I guess we have to embrace the Land Pavilion.
Allie needed a tush baby like 5 years ago.
2 of them, a double tush baby.
Right, front and back. And can you all please tell our Smarties not to eat there?
No, we eat there often.
No, I literally go out of my way to eat
We do
there.
too. Off for many reasons. It's like the best thing about going to the mall is that your entire family gets what they want from so many different options. Every one of my family members, we have 5 of us, find something that we like because it's cafeteria style. Although I will say it's similar to like cafeteria style of All-Star Resort. So
Right.
you might as well just be eating at your value resort.
And you're in Epcot, you know, the mecca of Disney food in the pavilion if you would just walk a little farther.
Here's the tidbit that I'm like, I can convince you, Allie, because I know that you have a deep appreciation for living with the land. I know that you do. You can eat the food from Living with the Land inside Garden Grill.
Yes, that is cool. I
You're
like
right above the ride. At times you can see down and see the little boats below you.
I agree. It's cool.
It's the coolest.
It might be the most complete pavilion. It has a
Yeah, I was gonna say, Land as a Pavilion has a ride with no height requirement, a ride with a height requirement. Both are great. A character meal with food grown inside an attraction and
quick service.
quick service and a show. So it's got everything you can ask for,
Literally everything.
except for stroller access.
Except for stroller access.
Okay, and I'll give it to you, sure.
Fine, embrace it. It's fine. All right, we got a couple more here. This is interesting because I find a lot of people using lightning lane selections on this, right? Because of the way they're tiered with their
Mhm.
groupings. The Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. Becki, why don't you start us off with this one?
This is in the wrong park, is what I'm going to
Yeah.
start with. Because
Yeah.
if it's a Disney and Pixar short film festival, why the heck is this not living in Hollywood Studios? It should be in the same theater that the Mickey shorts are living in over there. I think, I don't know. It is awesome. It's a 4D experience. 4D, not 4T. 4D experience. It's over by the Figment ride. It's all of the great little shorts that happen. If you go and watch a movie, a Disney or Pixar movie, sometimes they'll have a short before the show. They take those shorts and put them into this film festival. So you're watching them back to back. And the seats move. It's 20 minutes. I think that if you're looking for a space to be entertained, in this case, Allie, I think that might be my answer. If I knew my family's going on Soarin' and I have 2 littles who can't go on it, I don't want to get out of the stroller and have to abandon that way. This might be a space where I would be like, let's go over and catch the film festival while they go on Soarin'. That might be the only space that I would really give time to this. But ultimately, it's in the wrong park. It's just taking up space.
Yeah, I agree. Wrong park is the perfect way to say it. I might embrace this
Mhm.
more if it were in the Pixar area of Hollywood Studios. That fits. I could go watch it. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't want to
Mhm.
embrace this in a park that's supposed to be about something completely different.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I know we went in there on our first trip and we loved seeing the little Piper short with the little bird, and I literally cried. It was fine, but it was just fine. If I could reimagine the space that is the Disney and Pixar Film Festival there, we know we have a whole episode devoted to just character meet and greets in Epcot because they have so many. The cool thing about Epcot is they are changing out characters there. If you have an opportunity to meet a character who's not like a scheduled character, you're probably going to meet them in Epcot. What I would rather Disney do instead of you meeting them outdoors in one alley or another on opposite sides of the park, I would rather the space that is Disney and Pixar Film Festival just be you show up and whatever character you meet that day is who you meet that day. And I would go back to that again and again, especially to try to spam Pinocchio. But
Yeah, super smart and a fun idea.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I'm going to differ. I think that Epcot has a massive amount of characters already. And I actually think that in this space should be something similar to PhilharMagic. I think that having the 4D element, like they could even level up what PhilharMagic is. They have a theater, they have a space to entertain a lot of people. This should be a space that's pulling mass amounts of people over there away from all of the other lines, right? Frozen, Ratatouille, just to name a couple. I mean, Guardians, all of those have massive lines. This should be something that is worthy of having a lightning lane to pull people over to that area in the park. And it's just not. I think if they were to come up with a new idea, not PhilharMagic, but something else, it would be a really good space for something like that.
Yeah, completely agree. So we're replacing it.
Yes, absolutely.
No questions asked.
Mhm.
All right. Disney's Festival of the Holidays. Are we embracing this festival or are we replacing it? We've talked at length about how there are 4 festivals. We do love and appreciate them all. We have a whole episode breaking down the parts of each festival that we value the most. Festival of the Holidays, I've always had the same issue with, though. And it's just that I feel like it should have far more cultural immersion, right? For the different holidays at each pavilion.
Mhm.
Just immersion and representation in general, I think. And out of all 4 parks, I think Epcot should be the one that does holidays the best because it is such a park of evolution and learning and culture. And
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't feel that at this festival.
Yeah. From the
Yeah.
perspective of should they have a festival of the holidays? The answer to me is absolutely yes. We
Yeah.
have to have a festival of the holidays. But this should be the park. When you think of Christmas or just the holidays in general at Disney, for me, the first 2 parks I think of is first and foremost Magic Kingdom, second, Hollywood Studios. That is the order my brain goes in.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like they're missing the boat here because Epcot should be number 1 when it comes to holidays. Like you're saying, Ellie, this is a space of culture and tradition and learning. Like the opportunity is there. Something's just not delivering. And I think that they're trying to blend the other festivals, specifically the Flower and Garden Festival and the Food and Wine Festival, into the holidays too much. This doesn't need to be about food. Get rid of the food
Yeah.
element.
No,
And
no,
it's
no, 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 no.
not
We should
completely.
we should have holiday kitchens around the world.
Well, they kind of do.
That's what I'm saying. Like we should still have those.
But I don't think that should be the draw. I think that
The
I
draw
agree. I
should
agree with you.
be the cultural
yes,
traditions and
yes.
stuff, right?
Even activity areas within these pavilions that are leaning in.
Yeah.
The lean in should be far more representative of the different cultures and less about the food. Although I get it because in order to get the masses there, food is the universal thing to draw people in. But once you get there, the food shouldn't be the main stage. And I love that you said it's not the first park you think of. I can see an argument where Magic Kingdom should be the first park you think of because of how beautiful it is and the snow on Main Street and the magic of the castle and all that. Take that out of it. I think Epcot might be 4th when I'm really thinking about it because you said Hollywood Studios comes next for your reasons. But then immediately in my mind, I'm like, oh, that tree at Animal Kingdom is so spectacular. You guys see that tree?
It's beautiful.
And the
And the
puppets.
puppets, right? Like you have
You're
to see
right.
that stuff. So is this park that should be leading the holidays really 4th? I don't know.
It's at least
It might
3rd or
be.
4th.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
Especially because now you have Jollywood and Very Merry in 2 of the other parks. So they're celebrating with these amazing after hours events.
They recently announced the lineup for the candlelight processional and everything this year. And I know, Becki, you love the candlelight processional. I feel like that's the only thing that kind of stands out to me at Epcot for Festival of the Holidays. Culturally, it's not terribly often that we are genuinely interested in what do other people do this time of year, and that is one place that we can shine a light and all come together and be like, I genuinely do want to know why they hide a pickle in a tree in
Right.
Germany.
Yes.
I want to know why they wait till midnight to open presents in Mexico. I want to
Right.
know.
And there can be such imagine your kids experiencing whatever holiday in whatever fashion at all of these different pavilions and how much fun that would be.
So I think that's the thing is the tricky thing is that they do have storytellers and they do have things spread around World Showcase for this festival. However, I think they get swallowed by the wrong thing. The wrong thing is
Yeah.
you're right, Katie. The only thing that they really talk about openly, if you are not there and experiencing these things firsthand, is you hear about the candlelight procession because they announce that everywhere and they let you know who's coming and you should see that. However, that is one take on Christmas. Like that is the Christian Christmas story from the Bible. So that's not everybody's story. So what about the other stories that are existing in World Showcase? And every country has different traditions and there are storytellers, but they're getting overshadowed by the food booths. Let's go stand in line for the food booth rather than going and learning about the culture that's happening. What version of Christmas looks like in all of these different pavilions.
This is a tricky one. How do we label it? Because we want to embrace the fact that this festival has to exist. We just want it to matter more in bigger ways. I don't know if that's a replacement of the festival. I think it's just an evolution of the festival.
Yeah, it needs to evolve.
It's going to be like our first one, embrace with an update.
Embrace it and update. Yeah, I like that. All right, and that's going to bring us to our very final category here. We are talking about the country pavilions that exist within World Showcase. I am hardcore embrace. just gonna flat out come right out and say it. I am all about adding more.
Mm-hmm.
I am all about embracing the
Mhm.
ones that are there and adding more. It has been too long since we've had a new one. I would love some new pavilion life. I think there's space. Where's our next pavilion?
There's absolutely space to evolve this. I was doing research on this last night, and the last one we got as a new pavilion was Norway back in like 1988.
It's crazy.
It's
Mm.
crazy. We've obviously gotten updates. We got Frozen as an evolution of a ride in Norway. We also got Ratatouille in the France pavilion as an addition, and that was a fabulous addition. But
Mhm.
I was looking at the map, and there is plenty of space for them to add multiple countries into this world showcase. And think about the countries that we have. We have a lot of representation of Europe, and we have multiple countries from Asia. But where's representation from South America?
Yeah. Bring me new pavilions and level this up in the ways that Disney Imagineering can do.
Absolutely.
Can I just throw a tidbit in? I'm embracing all the pavilions. I love them all.
Mhm.
I am really increasingly more frustrated at the food in the Italy pavilion.
Mhm.
Italian food is who doesn't love Italian food, right? And
Everybody
I
loves
mean, there are
Italian food.
two restaurants in Cincinnati that my wife and I and our friends go to on date nights or friends' nights, girls' night out, whatever, that are Italian restaurants that will just blow this food out of the water. Back in the day, did you all ever eat at Alfredo's?
Mm-mm.
If I say Alfredo's, do you know what that is?
No.
So back in the day in Epcot in the 90s, the Italian restaurant in the Italian pavilion was called Alfredo's. And there were only two in the world. One was in Italy, and one was in the Epcot Pavilion at Disney World.
Oh.
And it was world-renowned Italian dining. Really, really what you would
Mhm.
expect to be
Mhm.
in this pavilion. And I can just remember we would always get a reservation there. My dad would be so thrilled to be going to Alfredo's, and it was really nice. At some point in my Disney hiatus, Alfredo's went away.
Mm.
And what's in there now is just subpar, a little bit up from
Mhm.
Chef Boyardee. Yeah.
That's a hot take. Yowza.
And the pizza, while I like it, it shouldn't be the only food representation in this pavilion. So I just had to throw that out there. Which pavilion do you think does their food the best, and which one do you all think needs a big update?
Ooh.
In my opinion, France does the food the best.
Chefs de France and the creperie.
Probably by a mile.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though?
Mhm.
We've traveled extensively as a family. Our kids have been to
Mhm.
18 countries. I've told you all that before. France was the one space that our family really struggled to find food we loved. And we were there for 2 weeks.
Really?
I don't know. I would say France as a pavilion does hit it really, really well with really good food. But actually going to France, we ended up at McDonald's way too much because our family could not do it.
Becki, they have cheese for dessert there. What went wrong?
But not like Americanized cheese. It was not like we had pizza there. That's obviously not where you would go to have pizza, but they had like egg on their
Yeah.
pizza. It was just
Mm.
something that we really wanted to love, and we just never found that, unfortunately. But we do love it in Epcot. Our family really, really loves the China and the Japan pavilions food. I don't know what it is about it, but
Mhm. Mhm.
in fact, the Mexico pavilion, Mexican food is by far my favorite. Give me enchiladas. I love that flavor.
Mhm.
And I don't often eat in the Mexico pavilion unless it's quick service, which is unfortunate.
I'm the same way. We've talked about how comfort food is like my thing. And if we're going to Epcot, I am getting the quick service rice with queso and just housing it.
Yeah, I agree. That's an interesting take about the French food, Becky. I think Katie's right. The France Pavilion, I think, just across those two restaurants does it really well.
Mhm.
I think most of these do it well. I mean, the Beer Garden in Germany, the Hibachi in
Mhm.
Japan, Le
Le Cellier.
Cellier, yeah.
good.
I guess the American Pavilion just has a quick service barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that tracks. Yeah, that tracks.
That totally defines us.
Yeah.
And what about Italy? Just does it the worst. Let's just say that.
The UK food is also like if you love that
Fish and chips.
English pub food, fish and chips,
Fish and chips.
it does it well. It's
Yeah.
not my flavor, but
All right, so we
Yeah.
agree then that Italy is the one that's terrible.
and not just
Italy is the terrible one.
What are we doing? Why is there not a good cacio e pepe in the Italian pavilion in Epcot?
or a character meet and greet. Like put Luca there.
What are
Give
we
us
doing?
something in that pavilion that's not just shopping and drinking wine.
I mean, give us that too.
That too, but we need more. Like, if you have kids, what are you stopping in Italy for?
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's exactly it. I never stop there with my kids
No.
ever.
They did have street performers there once when we were there. I've not seen them every time, but there were some really cool like Italian street performers, and they were doing these ball tricks, and my son got to be part of it, and that was actually unexpected fun. I don't see that all the time, but we did have that. And that was cool. But again, back to the food, they do it poorly.
What about other countries that are missing? I think something from South America would be a great addition, but I also think we should have some Aussie representation, maybe like Australia or something from that area of the world.
That would be awesome. They could put Great Barrier Reef and Australia representation up front.
Oh my gosh, they could. In the Sea Pavilion.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Katie does not buy in that.
I'm not buying it. Although I'm thinking about which pavilions do food the worst. And I took a 2-week trip to Scotland and they serve you haggis for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I'm just glad that the UK pavilion doesn't serve haggis.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
It's basically similar to sausage. Let's put it that way.
We have something like that in Cincinnati called geta, and we'll just say it's similar to sausage. Have you all had geta?
Yeah.
I have not, but Allie's,
No.
I think Allie, you could maybe convince them to put in the US pavilion a Skyline chili.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Some geta, some Skyline. Cincinnati represent.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think so. Sounds great.
If we're putting in the Skyline chili, then we're going to also add in the Permane brothers.
Sure,
right?
that sounds fair. And they should have one of those. They should have, in New York when you're going and they have those like hot nut stands, the roasted almonds and cashews. We should have a booth.
We're
We should
going
have one of
so
those.
off the rails here,
I
guys.
know.
But we could have like a hot dog wagon.
Oh no, we don't need any
out-
more hot dog representation at Disney. No.
Just outside of the US pavilion before you go in to see your amazing Broadway production.
Yeah, like Chicago dogs. Isn't that like a thing?
I am
Yeah.
literally dead. I am so dead right now.
I think we could have some Greece representation with Euros.
Absolutely could have Greece. I would be down for that. Yes.
With that beautiful coastal landscape with the blue,
With the bright
and then-
blue. Mhm.
and some Euros.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my vote. All right. We're going to take one more break. We're going to listen to our Friend Like Me segment, and we're embracing the World Showcase Pavilions, obviously, with some good updates if we do say so ourselves. And then we are going to listen to our Friend Like Me segment, hear from some of our travel agent friends, Smart Moms agents out there in your social media feed. You got to follow them, like their pages, join their groups, be part of their stories every day, just like you're part of ours at the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you listen, wherever you scroll, we are there. And then we'll be right back. Okay, Smarties, I'm so excited to talk about another Facebook community for you to join. Our friend Maureen Perquedu is hosting Doing Disney Deluxe Style. It's a planning community where they share their Disney experiences, tips, and ideas on how you can experience Disney Deluxe Style. Can you have a deluxe experience if you're not staying in a deluxe resort or if you're on a budget? Well, they sure think so, and I agree. Join our friends so that you can find out if your vacation can become a deluxe vacation at Doing Disney Deluxe Style on Facebook or by visiting the link in today's show notes. It is no secret, Disney's Polynesian Resort has my heart, and it has our friends over at Smart Moms Plan Disney's Polynesian Resort's hearts as well. Kelly runs this group, and she has stayed at all of the Disney resorts. She agrees with me, Polynesian is the best one. If you're looking for convenience, ambiance, kids theming, great food, Disney magic, this resort is for you. You will learn all the ins and outs of things to do at the resort, how to pick the right room, how to pick the right view, what to do on the down day, and more. That is Smart Moms Plan Disney's Polynesian Resort on Facebook. Hey mom, if you have ever traveled with a large family with young kiddos, give our friend Kayla Nix at Once Upon a Trip with Kayla a follow on Instagram. She says that if you've ever traveled with older and younger kids, which I'm experiencing right now in my own family, it comes with its own complications. And in her Instagram, she highlights the way you can navigate that for vacation success. If you're traveling with children who are wild or slightly feral and can't sit or stand still, you have a place in her community on Instagram, Kayla Nix at Once Upon a Trip with Kayla. Smarties, we had so much incredible feedback from how much fun you all had going back and listening to our Disney content from the vault, as well as excitement about us being able to sprinkle a little pixie dust on you, Smarties, to help you stretch your Disney dollars a little further and make planning a little easier with our Hidden Mickey giveaway. We hear you, and we want to keep that magic going into the fall with another $500 Disney gift card giveaway that will run through October and November. There are so many ways for you to win this one. Following the podcast, sharing on socials, listening to our current episodes on Spotify, and turning in those hidden Mickeys, just to name a few of the ways. We also will be playing a weekly fun trivia game with our Smarties where you can earn extra entries as well. All of the details can be found on our podcast website at smartmomsplandisneypodcast.com. Look for the giveaway page for all of the details. We can't wait to celebrate this new fall giveaway with you and sprinkle that $500 Disney gift card on somebody for your next Disney adventure. We are real moms as we are recording this, and we're doing a lightning lane. Katie has school pickup. We're on a literal clock here, so you all can't be conversational with your lightning lane answers.
Okay.
Well,
But I want to be.
think about your poor child that needs picked up. You're like, Mommy couldn't come. She was talking about funnel cakes at Epcot. All right, lightning lane Epcot. Are you ready? What hotel resort are you staying at for an Epcot focus trip?
You didn't tell us order.
Katie, then Becki. Cut her off if she goes too long.
Start playing the Oscar music.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, this one's obvious. It's gonna be Beach Club.
No,
right?
Boardwalk.
I say Beach Club.
No, you have to go to Trattoria. Haha, I had to say it before the end of it.
Oh,
Get your lasagna at Trattoria.
but you can still do that if you're staying at Beach Club. You can walk over. We do this whole circus every single episode. You can still walk over. You can still have Trattoria. Get ice cream over at the Beach Club, though, at Beaches and Cream. You get your ice cream. For any Smart Moms travel agents listening today, Hidden Mickey will be ice cream. Okay, what ADR is your must grab for Epcot?
Garden Grill. Easy.
I'm gonna say Italy. I'm gonna say Via Napoli.
I do love Via Napoli. Yeah, I think that's probably mine. Or I'm dying to try Le Cellier. That's
It's so
really
good.
Yeah, I haven't
It is
been,
so
and it's high on my
good.
list, so I think I have to go with that one.
I think it's a great one, but I don't know that I would recommend it with kids personally.
Yeah.
Do it on an adult trip.
Space 220 for kids.
Yes.
What is your favorite overlooked snack in Epcot?
Okay, everybody's going to Caramel Cucce for the popcorn. I'm gonna tell you to go for they have like fudge covered apples that like they're really cute and they look like Mickey and Lederhosen and stuff. That's my
That's a
pick.
great option. I think the ice cream in the brioche bun in France is probably my most overlooked choice.
If you like crepes, those are kind of overlooked. They're kind of in the back of the France Pavilion. I really love crepes. We've gone to the creperie a couple times. So maybe that or just the Champagne Flight.
Mhm.
Good choices.
What's your favorite memory maker location in Epcot?
I am undecided between sitting next to Walt at the back of Spaceship Earth, or they have a magic shot in the front where like you hold hands or something with people beside you and it's like a
Mhm.
full circle.
It's a
I
really
like
good
that
one.
too.
I think my favorite spot's in Japan, looking through that archway towards Spaceship Earth.
I am gonna go with Katie, that circle one at the front of the park. If you ask the cast members up there taking pictures, there are some really cool magic shots up by Spaceship Earth. And the one with Walt
Mhm,
behind
mhm.
Spaceship Earth has the worst lighting of any photo spot in Disney World entirely.
And the worst backdrop. Like, it doesn't even put Spaceship Earth into the picture, which is just a complete loss. However, that space, that walkway in between where the connections, that hub space is, and when you get to the World Showcase, there's some really good fun magic shots in that space as well.
Rope drop or close the park, Epcot.
Closing down the park. You got to go see the
Absolutely
fireworks.
close the park. See Spaceship Earth lit up. It's amazing.
Becki, this just reminded me, why was the fireworks show not on our Embrace or Replace It list?
Because we've already had that conversation extensively, and we already know this would be a 2-to-1 outcome. We need new conversation, things that people don't know about us or know about Disney.
That show needs replaced immediately. But still park closed for sure because that park doesn't come alive with the festivals and everything. And then there is a fireworks show. Definitely a park closed to me. This is your sleep-in day.
Mm-hmm.
If you already have your lightning lanes and everything lined up, this is your sleep-in day, in my opinion.
I agree.
Favorite area of Epcot?
World Celebration, where the Epcot ball is, right? Where Spaceship Earth is. That's my favorite area to just sit back and be present.
I would say the entire World Showcase. I love everything about World Showcase, but if I was just to choose one specific area, I would probably say the Land Pavilion. I love so much about the Land Pavilion.
I would say the France Pavilion, or like that bridge over into UK too. I just love being over there. The gardens back in the UK Pavilion are so pretty. I love that whole stretch, France to UK.
Yeah.
Favorite character to see or meet at Epcot?
Winnie the Pooh, duh. You meet him in Christopher Robin's bedroom in the back of the UK Pavilion. Allie's face.
That's a really good one. I'm still Pinocchio. When are you going to be in that alley? If someone is friends with Pinocchio, please message me.
I like to see the princesses in their element. Like, I love seeing Snow White in Germany and Sleeping Beauty in France and Jasmine in Morocco. I just really love that. It feels so authentic and different. That's why princesses are the best to meet in Epcot, if you ask me.
Truth.
All right. And your favorite Epcot cocktail?
I recently got to try the violet sake that's in the Japan Pavilion, and it changed my life. It was so good.
Really? Everybody loves it. It's not my thing.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a really hard one because it changes with the festivals. Like, I love the festival cocktails very, very best. In fact, the apple one in Canada, amazing. That's at Flower and Garden. Nope, that's Food and Wine. Sorry, I like the Food and Wine one better. But I think I'm going to say the sangria. I love the sangria in Morocco. I get it on the regular.
I think back when we started the podcast, I was really into the moonshine sour at the American Pavilion. Last time I went and I had it, it did not do it. It was too sweet. I've just grown past it. I tried it. It was really sweet. I couldn't even finish it. A good cocktail here and there, especially at a lounge, I'm all about it. At Epcot, give me a glass of wine. Give me the straight champagne. That's really what I'm drawn to more.
You know what is really good? And it's there all the time. Carla can attest with me on this. The French martini at Chefs de France is amazing. Probably best I've ever had on a French martini.
Yeah, that's my kind of cocktail right there. That sounds great. I also love the frozen slushies in the France Pavilion. Again, just more votes for France today. All right, that is going to do it for us on another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. And until next time, we'll see you real soon. You guys are not going to believe this. While we were recording, I got a Disney email that says Sebastian's Bistro, Disney's Hidden Feast.
That's hilarious.
Hilarious.
That's unfortunate. I wish that our Smarties could see Katie when she is recording. Like, she talks to the screen and it makes me so happy.
I am a very expressive person.
What's hilarious is I feel like they can see her. It's not hard to visualize. Let me just start that whole part over. I'm sorry, Stacy. Sometimes words just don't fall.
You start with the phonations.
Is it phonations? Oh gosh, which one was I just going to say?
And the cool thing about, are you good?
Bye, friends.
Okay.
Bye.
Woo! Does that sound good? Do you want me to stop this or do you want me to keep it rolling?